with your Bison Good News for Wednesday. Before we get to the announcements, I have a quick personal note. Last month on this very show, I introduced you to my number one quarantine partner, Charlotte the Spider Plant. Since that time, I have been inundated with calls, texts, emails, actual letters on paper asking me how she's doing. She's become far more popular than either of us anticipated. And even though I'm a little scared to feed into the ego that she's gotten with her newfound fame, we went ahead and put together this update for you.
Hey, do you want to do makeovers? Yeah, Charlotte, I think you've totally got this. You just have to have some confidence, play around with it, have fun. It's just makeup. Okay, let's see how you did. Let's see what we got here. Whoa! What? Killing it! So glam. I cannot even compete with this. I don't even know what to do. So weird and shiny, too. Oh, this is way better. And we match. Oh, you're so much more fun now that you have eyes. I like it.
So listen, y'all. Have you ever been upstaged by a plant? Have you?
Charlotte, I'm just so proud of you and glad that you took the time today to indulge in a little self-care, make yourself feel good. Especially now, oh, that you're a plant mom. Oh, I can't wait till little Quarantina here is big enough to move into her own pot. So happy for you.
Oh, congratulations to Charlotte and to her growing family. Sorry about the pun. I spend a lot of my time talking to surgically enhanced plants now. In some very Bison good news, graduation will go ahead on June 13th at 1:30 for South High seniors at Frontier Park. Seniors will be allotted 4 tickets apiece for guests. Please keep your eye on social media and your email for more details as they become available. And a big thank you to everyone who is working behind the scenes to make sure that everyone is safe and healthy and that we can honor our graduates in the way that they should be honored. Students, you need to be in contact with your teachers about your end of the year grading options. You have a few different choices this year. It's a little bit different. So you need to find out which one is going to work best for you and let your teachers know. And lastly, before we go today, we have Mrs. Scar with a Bison Book Bite and some fabulous options of things you could be reading this summer.
Hi Bison, this is Mrs. Scar. I'm here to talk to you today about a book that I really found very interesting and I really liked it. I give it a 5 of 5. It's called The Walled City by Ryan Groudon. Some of you have read Wolf by Wolf, which was published after this book, so I'm going to read it next. And then some of you may have read the book Invictus, which was on last year's Bison reading program. Same author. So when I first started reading this book, I thought it was dystopian, and then I realized when I finished it, because in the back of the book, the author shows a model of the walled city, which was a real city called Kowloon, and it was within the city near Beijing, and it was walled off, so it was like a little part of Beijing, and it was around the 1980s, but it was a lawless city. And so everything that went on in that city, there were no rules or laws, and everything is illegal. The walled city is home to about 33,000 people, and they're all cramped together in about 6 acres. Everything is built up, like shanties are built up higher and higher and higher, and the sun can barely get through. In the story, the author makes it seem like it's suffocating. It's dirty, and the people live in poverty, and there's so much lawless danger. There are drug lords, street gangs, murders, prostitutes run by in brothels that are run by bad people. The three main characters are all in the walled city for their own reasons, and their stories become intertwined. Dai is the boy in the story, and he is trying to secure his freedom, which involves having to run drugs for the ruthless drug lord in the walled city, who also runs a brothel. And in the brothel, there's a girl, her name is Mei Yi, and she was taken 2 years ago and forced into working at the brothel. And her dad sold her into prostitution because he was very broke and he was an alcoholic and he was very abusive. And so he sold her to this drug lord. She wants to escape, but she has no hope because it seems like all the other girls that try to attempt and get out of the brothel, they fail and terrible things are done to them. Jin is Mei Yi's little sister, but you don't. She's dressed like a boy in the story, and Jin once went into the walled city of her own accord to try to find her sister, Mei Yi. So she disguises herself as a boy so she can try to look for her sister and be safer, because she wouldn't be safer if she were a girl, dressed as a girl. And she tries to stay invisible as she is looking and searching for her sister. There's another really cool character within the story. It's a cat, and his name is Chima. And I love that the author wrote this character into the story. And Chima comes in and out of the story, which is really interesting. As the time is growing up, running out, the story is getting more and more intense, and it's counting down to the final day one, and all of these characters' lives are intertwined, and the action is very quick, and it was really hard for me to put the book down. The last third of the book, I just had to see what happened in the story, and if the drug lord was going to come down, and if Mei Yi was going to be rescued from the brothel. So I would give the story a 5 out of 5. There's a very climactic ending, which I really like in a story, especially if I can't figure out what the ending is going to be, which I couldn't in this story. And I would recommend it to anybody. So give yourself a good experience by reading The Walled City by Ryan Groudon. Thanks.
Mrs. Scar. It's going to be the perfect summer for reading because honestly, what else are we going to be doing? Okay, South, until next time, please remember, keep your hands washed, stay healthy, and that we are honorable, enthusiastic, responsible, and determined. We are South.